So on the line with us right now, you may know him from the million different things he's done in his career.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of stuff that Brian has been
And
on.
he's been,
and crazy.
also been instrumental, like, I want to say, to, like, almost me growing up. And, like, I'm 48, and the first time I believe I saw you was in the show Mr. Show, and you were so absolutely funny. And then, like, you just continued being in every single piece of entertainment that I digested until now. But on the line with us right now, Brian Posehn.
Hey.
How you doing, Brian?
Good to see you, man.
Now,
I'm good.
Real quick, he's going to be at the Abbey September 6th. You can get your tickets at abbyorlando.com. And you should see him because Brian, this is my first question, because on your Instagram, you recently released a video kind of promoting your Florida dates. And you mentioned, you're like, hey, you come see me now because this may be the last time I come to Florida because I'm cutting back on touring. And I'm curious to that decision, Brian.
Yeah, it's just that's the first time I've announced that, but I just was thinking about it logically. Like, I haven't been in Florida in like several years, 5 or 6 years, and I'm planning to not be doing this as often as I am now in 5 or 6 years. So it may be the last time.
Is it hard to decide that, because you do work a lot? I mean, like, you know, with all the voiceover stuff that you do and you know, cartoons, video games, you know,
projects,
your own podcast, so many things. Is it hard to pick and choose what you want to do to pull back, or is it easy now?
No, that's why I can stop doing as much road as I have been, you know, because I am writing, and I have several books through Image Comics, and that's kind of what I want to do as I get older and as my career winds down, is stay home and write.
Are you able to live sort of a normal life, because you are secretly one of the most recognizable people that people will be like, well, I know who you are, but I don't know who you are. but everyone I know has seen you in like so many different things. Can you go places and not be bothered?
Yeah, people are very cool,
Awesome.
and I love it when people actually, you know, especially Mr. Show fans and that kind of stuff, and even the more mainstream stuff like, you know, Big Bang Theory.
Sure.
But that's the one that I get stopped the most, like if I'm in airports or if I'm at Disneyland. But generally, people are cool, and I'm a big guy, and I think they see, you know, half the time I have like a disgruntled look on my face, so I think I might scare people off sometimes. They're like, he doesn't look like he wants to be bothered. I don't know.
Sure, yeah.
Like if you put on a leather jacket, you are a biker now.
Right.
Yeah, it's like nerd to biker in one jacket.
So, Brian, I'm curious because your son is 15 years old now, right? Or 16?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 15.
And so I'm curious because it seems like, you know, and this goes back to what nerd culture even means now, because it's so different than what the term nerd used to mean, you know, 30 years ago. And it's kind of cool. Like, you know, the coolest people are.
It's not derogatory anymore.
Yeah. I mean,
100%. You don't get beat up for it.
The most popular sports stars are playing video games and into horror movies and like all that, you know. So I'm curious, like, because I was like, I wonder if there's anything Brian's son, being you know, your son's 15, and I'm sure he's consuming certain culture of 2024, and I'm like, is there something that you don't understand that your son likes, or you know,
skibbity toilet,
something that, or is your son, because I know, you know, due to your social media, your son's been into the similar things that you are, but is there anything that he consumes that you don't understand current day?
Well, he's better at video games than me, and I've been playing video games my whole life, and well, so is he, but he was not good when he started. Like, we used to play Nintendo, and we would play Mario Kart, and I would destroy him, and now he finishes games, and I don't get the Fortnite thing. That's the one game that the kids play that I have I tried to play it once with them, and it's just I couldn't do it.
It's frustrating. Yeah, I tried to play it as well. I think, Tom, you've even tried with your boys to play Fortnite. It's not something I feel old when I'm playing it, and I feel like it's too fast for me. And but I like fast games. It doesn't make any sense. It's just I don't think it's.
But I just kind of don't get the point of it. In other games we have missions and everything. This, they're just randomly trying to kill each other, and there seems like.
It's the number one thing that Tom complains about is that the open-ended game. Do you see that? Like where it's just like there's just level after level and it never ends. It's like, come on, there's got to be a bad guy you kill, right? There's got to be a final.
Well, and also these kids, I'm going to sound like such an old man. They don't understand that they're having to pay for these other little things to get upgrades and all that stuff, and it just feels like a scam.
Yeah. Yeah, the microtransactions.
And I've never been older in my life. Just saying the word scam, I feel like a grandpa.
No, but Brian, we joke around about that too. Is like the video games almost turned into, because my sons are a little younger; they're 9 and 10, and I watch them play like Roblox and these other games where. Oh.
I just heard his anger.
But essentially, it's like a casino. They're designed to just stimulate your mind. And then, like, I see my one son, I'm like, what are you doing? He's just jumping on something, collecting coins. And then I'm like, this is just a casino now. They're just trying to steal your attention.
I think scam is the.
I had blocked out Roblox. I hated Roblox. I couldn't understand it, and I couldn't understand why he was spending so much time on it. Now he plays. Because he's 15, he plays, Red Dead Redemption 2 and all the Call of Duties. And like I said, he finishes everything he plays. So now it's been less. I'm less annoyed with his gameplay. But like when he was playing Roblox and Minecraft at first, I couldn't get my head around like why kids like that. But Roblox was even worse than Minecraft.
Yeah, like at least Minecraft, and I know you voiced characters for the series and stuff like that. That one, at least.
I wound up coming around on that one.
A check is a check, but a digital Legos, I can kind of wrap my brain around that. On the topic of gaming, is it like because you do a Dungeons and Dragons podcast, because you actually tabletop game and broadcast it, does that add to the fun, or does it take away from the fun? Because I have been asked many times. Tom asked me to stream. I play video games. I love video games. I can't do it because it feels like I'm doing something that's fun for me, that's my thing, and now I'm working. Like I'm recording myself or I'm doing a video or something. Do you get that feeling, or is it still like super fun, or do you have private games that maybe you do that aren't, for your actual show?
No, to me, it's filled the void. I don't see it that way. No, it's still playing D&D with my friends, and that was the important thing. And I missed it when we weren't doing the podcast for a while. So, it doesn't bother me that it's, we're breaking it up, because we're still playing at my house. And it's still with the people I would be playing with if I wasn't recording.
And you've been playing with the same guys the entire time. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, Ken Daly and Blaine Capatch and I have been playing more than 20 years.
That's it. I mean, I think that's so cool, though. I mean, like at this point, you couldn't get rid of it. It's almost like it's like a very important part of your life, right?
Yeah. We all had different dogs at that time. We didn't have kids.
Wow.
And, we've been playing for a long time. It's really crazy.
So, Brian, I'm interested in you were in an episode of Mandalorian, and I've heard from other interviews that you found out that Favreau knew that you were a fan of Star Wars, and then that's why he wanted to cast you for this part. And then I was like, wow, that's cool of him to. Were you surprised by the fact that he personally thought of you for that part and he wanted to include you?
Yeah. So I didn't know that till I got to the set. But an editor that had worked on the Sarah Silverman program was working on the show, and he's the one who suggested me when Favreau was looking for a guy, because the part is small in the first episode, but they wanted somebody recognizable. And so they wanted somebody who had done a lot of stuff, but they figured it has to be somebody who likes Star Wars, who wants to be there.
Yeah.
And my name came up through the editor, and then John called Sarah Silverman and asked her if I would do it, and she's like, "Yes, just ask him." Like this is an unnecessary phone call.
She answered for you. She's like, "Yeah, he'll do it. I'll line it up."
It's odd that
Out of anybody in Los Angeles, I'm the guy that would have said yes. Even though I do have, a history of not liking certain Star Wars projects, but the other love for it is so strong that,
Yeah. Oh, sure. You're allowed to pick and choose what you like, especially I feel like.
I mean, I'm seen by my friends as a Star Wars guy. Like, I'm a guy that, is passionate about this thing made in 1977.
Yeah, and I feel like if you were around then and got to see it in the theater, of course. It's like it's in you now. It's part of you.
So, one more question, Brian. Speaking of your scene as a Star Wars guy, you're also a metal guy. And I read in other interviews that you try to keep up with the new metal.
I try to do that too, and it's hard.
And I'm curious of what's your process like. Do you force yourself every week to consume some new metal? Is it just in your algorithm where you're exposed to it? I'm curious about that.
No, I just stay open to it. Like I check out sites where there would be new music, and I go on Apple and see what they're promoting and that kind of thing, and which I feel like a lot of old guys don't do. But I was mostly doing that a couple of years ago when I had my own radio show, and I felt like that I had to stay aware of what was new. I couldn't just play Exodus and Iron Maiden all the time.
Hey, that's pretty good, though.
Just play the stuff I love.
Yeah. Exodus rules. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, they're one of my all-time thrash bands, favorite thrash bands. But
it's funny too because I try to do the same thing, and I will echo exactly what you're saying. It's hard. You don't see a lot of guys doing it, but I very much enjoy forcing myself to go through because it makes me less grumpy about the music that I don't understand because I start to see more things line up, if that makes sense. It's like, oh, okay, I understand it more because I'm actually taking the time. Instead of just standing there like a dumb old man and hating it, I'm actually taking time to try and, ingest some of it. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
What's all-time favorite metal song of all time? Do you have one?
Oh. Either Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden or something off Ride the Lightning.
Okay. Oh, wow. Very good. I love it. Well, hey, man, we appreciate the time. We're excited to have you at the Abbey here in Orlando, Florida.
Yep. And that's September 6th. Get your tickets at abbyorlando.com.
Yep, our buddy Larry Fulford's on that show as well. So, hey, we're excited you're coming to Orlando and maybe Florida for the last time. Scoop up the tickets and go see
I think that I put that out there.
Yeah. I like it.
The guy that does my all my social media, he's like, "Are you really quitting?" I was like, "Oh man, I was in a mood." But
no, well, you're just doing the math, Brian. You're like, "Hey, I haven't been to Florida in 5 years," and then you're like, "Wait a minute,
I got
5 years?
Kid. I got all these projects I can do for my house."
Yeah, you're like 5 years from now, I'm never going back. You're just telling the truth.
63. I'm not going to get on a plane.
Not to Florida. No, not in August.
No. You come back when you're 80. All right, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Guys.
Thanks again for the time. That's Brian Posehn, live from wherever he is. I don't know where he's at.
Yeah, Sacramento, California.
Oh, that's where he was?
He lives. Yeah.
Wow. Sacramento's nice.
Yeah. It's probably way. The weather's probably nicer than it is now, or the just 90 and raining every day.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been outside lately, but it's excruciatingly hot and wet, and then the rain is hot. Like when it hits you, it's hot rain.
You know what's great? When it's so hot, jumping in your pool and it being cold because of the rain. And you're like, oh, I can't win. Anyway, let's take a break. When we come back, we got Cadillac Pat in studio.
Yeah, he's already in here. No, your mic's not on. They can't hear you. Hold on. Let's try that again. Let's try to be real. And now more than ever, we have to mind our P's and Q's. We got to do good radio. Pat's already in. Good to see you, Pat.
How we doing?
We'll be right back with Cadillac Pat on a corporate time with Tom and Dan.
Yes.
Perfect. All right.
He just said he was 53. I heard him say
58.
Okay, I thought he said 53.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I was like, he's not 53.
No, he's saying he will be 63.
Oh,
he was saying I'll be
okay.
63. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, I was looking up some stuff on him before I came in. The rain caught me up like crazy. It's pouring out there.
You're fine.
No, I heard it come in.
Yeah. And then I need to get the thing you sent me. Did you
Oh, yeah, I
email
sent
me
you
that?
Another playlist of songs.
Did you email me that or?
I text you.
Oh, you texted it to me? Okay.
And remember last time I pulled right up on your. On
Yeah.
your-
I'll pull it right up.
if you
So
want
this
to.
is good. We'll just put this for Friday's show, and then we'll be good.
Friday. 29.
Dude, I saw you on TikTok. I don't know if you did it, but somebody put my picture of me with Schwarzenegger for tonight on corporate time. Even though it was like 2 days ago or 3 days ago. Maybe it's the girl that does your TikToks.
It would have been Melissa, yeah, I
But
think.
she goes Cadillac Pat. It was my picture.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, she'll use the funny
good,
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was in bed scrolling, and I actually acted
That's
scroll
funny.
on it.
Turn that off. I got some dirty line. Listen to that. I got to figure something out with that. CT Friday. That's going to be 1. Raw 8, 29, 24. What is that? 15. Okay. Do 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 do. All right, let me see if this pulls them right up. There we go.
And I text you most of them. I couldn't find clean versions of all of them, but I listened to all of them, and they have like no cussing, at least for like the first,
It's fine.
because you don't play a lot of it.
We're
anyway.
gonna go all over the place.
Yeah,
all right, cool,
We're gonna
perfect.
screw around.
All right,
it's
good.
fine.
Yeah, hell yeah, my
Yeah,
favorite.
It's fine. I'm having trouble concentrating. I was having trouble. I don't know if you saw that. I was having trouble concentrating during the interview. I couldn't get my thoughts to line up.
No, it's all good because I had other stuff, but just you kind of weigh like
Yeah.
I don't want to take too much of your time because then after a while, like if someone's like, just wants to be done with it, you don't want to keep asking
Yeah.
them like,
You can't-
hey,
Can
how about this?
You guys can tell because you've been doing this a long time.
Well, it's not even. I don't want to say that we can tell because that almost puts it off on him that he was giving that off, but we can.
Yeah. Do their handlers give you a time, or are their handlers on the phone with them? I know.
Sometimes.
Don't you
Yeah.
hear like a beep or
Sometimes.
a
He-
tick?
He does it himself,
Yeah.
and then
He's pretty hands-on.
Here's how you
Yeah.
can tell that it's he's doing a lot of this stuff himself. Obviously, he's got a manager, but he's playing the Abbey, and then you start looking at his dates. He's in obscure. weird things,
So he's
Yeah.
booking his own stuff anywhere randomly, kind
or
of thing?
someone managers, because he's in Jacksonville and Tampa. It's not like
He's not at the Funny Bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're doing like Funny One, it's more corporate.
Yeah,
or you're doing the standard.
They go through Real Radio and then they come through here, like they do the rounds because they've got a
the
list.
Funny Bones got their
Yeah,
media.
exactly.
I think he's done that before, but I would imagine now with the other stuff he does, he's not as popular as he would have been back then. Even though he's cult, like he's got a ton of people that are like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm going to see
It's
him."
fringe. I didn't realize who it was until I went to his wiki,
Yeah.
and then I was like, "Oh yeah, this guy."
Yeah.
Dude.
Did he say what he's most recognized for ever? Do you ever get to that?
Yeah.
What
He
is-
said,
it's, Big Bang.
Big Bang.
Oh,
Recent-
really?
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad you didn't put me on the mic because I was going to ask him that. Like,
We would never put you on the mic.
yeah,
I'm gonna start fucking.
I
with
wasn't
you.
even thinking that, but I know him from
Yeah.
Seinfeld. He's on like one episode of Seinfeld because I'm a
Yeah.
Seinfeld guy.
He's the gonorrhea guy.
Yeah,
He's been
yeah.
on one episode of Seinfeld, one episode of Friends,
Yeah.
Big Bang Theory, and
Multiple
then
episodes.
you look at the TV shows he's done, it's insane. But they're just like one
Yeah.
small little bit part.
Yeah.
But it seems like he's just a cool guy, and then like Friends, but he's got a record.
He's got a look.
He's got a look.
Oh
so
my
they're
god,
like,
and
oh,
a
yeah.
sound. Like it's so crazy that he was able to use
You
himself.
know who is a modern day Brian Posehn?
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
Is the guy that we can't remember?
There you go.
Back to you. Use that, Melissa. Use that. That means that person obviously doesn't matter if I can't remember who the fuck they are. This is mean. This is mean that I can't remember. This
White
guy.
guy, black guy, older.
White
younger.
guy, Stranger Things. We
we
got a signed photo of him in our bathroom. He's the new Brian Posehn, and I can't think of him.
Carrots, I got nothing.
I'm gonna go. I have to go look now. Hold on.
Hold on, I got to get it before you get it.
Yeah, it's fun to do that too.
He ate our nuts that one time, and I made him cry.
TC, just give us the initials.
I yelled at him for eating our nuts one time. Adam Murray.
Ah,
I got it.
Adam
Adam
Murray.
Murray. I got it before you said it. I got it before you said it. Adam Murray.
If you can't read someone's signature,
I
is
got
it
it,
even
though.
a thing?
Yeah,
I got
exactly.
It. I got
yeah.
it. I got it before anybody said anything. I fucking got it. I still got it. I still got it. I'm not dead.
You need to be able
Not
to
yet.
read
Not yet.
like your signature if it's a thing.
Yeah.
I can't read your signature.
Yeah, no.
Oh, you mean if you're famous?
No, well, when I sign an autograph, I sign it Tom Van in block letters.
Oh yeah, you do.
Like I don't sign
Yeah,
my
that's
I
cool,
don't sign
too.
Thomas Van my
No.
bank signature.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that you can't
You
read.
should
It.
start signing.
Garbage.
Or
you
like
sh-
at Publix, you
you
sign
know
your
what?
name. and
You know what you should
No,
start?
yeah,
You
yeah,
should
nothing.
change your
I have a
name.
dot.
You
Yeah.
should change your name. You should go like the Madonna route.
What do you mean?
Hold on, I'm gonna try to convince you this on the show. Here we go. We're gonna start. Here we go. Ready? And I'll bring us back. 3, 2. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. We just had a full meltdown, a full meltdown, and but now I'm going to try to convince you of something. I just thought of something. You were talking about how you sign your signature, and you were saying, I signed my signature, Tom Van, in all block letters, and I was like, oh, crap, he does. But then I was thinking, you have the best name to become like a mysterious magician.
What do you mean?
Your new name should be Chisholm.
No.
Just go by your middle name, dude. Just go by Chisholm.
Or Van.
No.
Chisholm.
No.
It's really hip right now to just go by like one name.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
The artist known as Chisholm.
it's
Chisholm.
It'll-
That's good,
That
right?
is pretty good.
It's
No.
like Chapel Roan. What's that? Chapel Roan? You've seen Chapel Roan?
Chaperone?
No, her name is Chapel Roan, and she's like
Chapel Roan.
Chapel Roan. And she's
Is
the
this a
hottest thing
rapper?
in music right now.
Is her
she's
first
a-
name Chapel, last
Chapel.
name Roan?
Roan, yes.
Okay.
First name Chapel, last name Roan. That's the way we like to bone. Don't cancel me for that. But yeah, she's huge. You could be Chisholm.
No. Well,
Well, Tom Van sounds good because it's got just one syllable each, Tom Van. It flows off the tongue nice.
It's very simple. It's a simple man's name.
but Chisholm is more mysterious.
It is.
It is.
Although
Do you see what I'm saying? You don't totally hate my idea. I can tell. You're humming it over a little bit in your
yeah,
brain.
yeah. Well, I just want the money. So, I don't care anything that someone suggests. I'll do if there's money behind it. Right? That's how everybody works, right? You're like, hey, do this. Or
What
I'm like,
do
well,
for
can I make
what will
money?
you and will you not do for money, Cadillac? Oh, we didn't even introduce our guest. Ladies and gentlemen, on the show with us today, we said, we plugged it, but it's our good friend Cadillac Pat.
How
What's
we
up,
doing?
buddy?
How we doing? How we doing? Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
What will you and not do
Man,
for
I'm
money?
a money guy too. There's
Well, it's the amount at that point because I don't. I'm convinced that besides from something so egregious, it's insane.
Chisholm Roan.
You'll
Roan.
do anything for money
I
if
won't-
the amount of money is high
I
enough.
know what it's okay. I won't eat an egg salad sandwich for $200. It's got to be. I don't like the idea of egg salad. I was just talking to somebody about this
Well,
the
for
other day.
5,000, you would.
5,000, I would do it. Yeah.
Okay. well,
Wait, you
then-
won't
then-
eat an egg salad sandwich for $200?
$200 wouldn't do it for me.
I would do that. Does that make me cheap?
It wouldn't do it.
I'd do it for $10.
well,
It's free $10.
I don't
and a
like.
free egg sandwich.
I don't like the idea.
I don't
of
either. I'll gag it down there. I'll puke it
$10,
back
no
up when
way.
you're not looking.
No way. I'd be 200 to be my it'd be hard.
I don't like egg
You don't like
salad.
eggs?
I like eggs, but I don't like the idea of cold mayonnaise on bread. Like, can you eat it warm? Is that like a thing?
warm egg salad?
Can you cook it up and you have the mayonnaise? I think I
think
could
that-
eat it warm.
That's a scrambled egg sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the only way I could do it. I don't know.
I don't like egg salad, but I think there's no amount of money. Like, if
Tuna
you're
salad
giving
either,
me a
never
free
in a million
sandwich
years.
and a free money, I just eat the sandwich and take the money.
Oh man, I don't know.
I guess if you're disgusted.
If you're
by it,
starving,
yeah.
like you're in jail or something.
That's egg salad is my least favorite
Me
sandwich.
too.
Followed by tuna.
That's what I just said too.
That when I met Tom, this guy consisted on like breakfast and lunch tuna sandwiches every day. Tuna.
Well, you know what?
Do you eat tuna anymore?
Well, the problem is I realize how unhealthy it is.
Yeah.
Because I used to think I'm like tuna, fish. People be like,
Yeah.
"Hey,
Yeah.
healthy people like. But it turns out when
It's a
you
mayonnaise sandwich.
mix it with mayonnaise
With all the stuff, yeah.
and then you look at the difference, like an Italian BMT has less calories and fat than, or
Yeah.
really the calories.
Calories.
Than the tuna sandwich, and you're like, why is it so high? And you're like, oh, it's just mayonnaise,
Yeah.
and they put healthy tuna. Like you got to get the mayonnaise.
I don't really
out
eat
of it.
mayonnaise either. I mean, I don't know why. I don't mind it. I just don't ever put mayonnaise on anything unless you like flavor the mayonnaise, which like makes it like an aioli or like spicy mayo or some kind of flavor in the mayonnaise. I don't mess with
You're
mayonnaise.
not a mayo guy. Are you a mayo guy?
Yeah. I like mayo.
Yeah, I do
Oh,
too.
Yeah. And
But I don't have to have it. I can eat a dry
Yeah,
sandwich.
yeah, same. If you put it on there, I'll eat it. But if I make it, I wouldn't put it on there.
I can eat the driest of sandwiches. Sometimes I like
Same.
dry sandwiches, but lately
Same.
I get those grab and go Publix sandwiches.
yeah.
And the bread, if you look in front of my desk, have you seen in front of my desk? There's bread everywhere. It's
Oh,
like
is it like
it looks
stale?
like it looks like I'm throwing out bread for birds.
Is it the hot case ones or
It looks
the
like
cold case ones?
Toppins. The
Daniel
Mary,
Toppins. That's
no,
your
the
name.
Mary Poppins song, Toppins.
Daniel does an odd thing. I'll tell you about.
Tell me, sell me out, sell me out.
Is that every day?
every day.
We've talked about it
Yeah,
before,
let's talk about it.
but every time it happens, I in my
Yeah.
mind I go, "Oh
You're
my
like, this
God,
guy's crazy."
he's doing it again." And this happens to me. Like, listen, I understand. Some people just do the same weird thing over and over. And then,
It's a sickness, some would say.
and
I have a food sickness.
so we go to Publix
And I do the
every
freak
day
out.
for lunch. I've just succumbed to the fact that I'm going to spend the $9
Yeah.
for a Publix lunch.
I started bringing salads, but I ran out of them.
Yeah.
If
No,
I
yeah.
have my little salads, I'm good to go.
And so we walk to Publix, and then Daniel's told me multiple times. He's like, I don't know why this happens, but when we get here to the deli, like the pre-made food aisle, I freak out, and then I just buy a damn like bland
I'm
ass
pressured into buying
turkey sandwich, and I see him panic every time. And then he
Because
buys
they don't
it.
have anything. They never have anything when you should be shopping for lunch. You go there, the salad bar's not up.
Yeah.
None of the sandwiches are out.
And that's a good one because they got
And-
a salad bar
and-
that's a better one there.
And all the sandwiches are from yesterday, and I know you got that bread that's gonna fall apart, you mother ever.
Well, don't blame him. You're doing.
Why
the
don't you
same
just
thing.
stand in line and get a
No,
sub?
they should build the sandwiches at like 5 a.m.
Well, that's why they have a sub line. Why you can't do that?
There's people in the line.
Yeah,
There's
it's
an old
fine.
lady getting tater wedges in there.
Yeah, it takes too long.
I feel like you're a homeless man screaming at the gods.
Why have you done this?
I'm here again every morning. Like, of course you are.
Homeless again, you mother effer.
I'm like, you have to change that. And so, and
I
then-
did. I changed it for 3 days, but then I ran out of salads.
Yeah.
So then I got to go back over there with you, and I freak out.
Yeah. And this will continue to happen. Like, this will never stop.
Every day.
Every
I know.
day.
So, Pat, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
I'm-
So I noticed you're, dressed ridiculous. I mean, you got tiny.
Do you have any do you have any clothing that like, oh crap, I'm going to jail or I'm going to court. I can't look
You
like
know what?
I can't look like white men can't jump.
I don't own.
So I gotta.
No,
you
I
look
don't.
like what's his name?
Hey, Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson for white men can't jump.
Oh, Billy Hoyle.
Yeah, you look
I'll-
like Billy Hoyle.
I'll take that all day.
You look
Oh.
like Woody Harrelson did a cycle steroids. And now you can't jump.
For a split second, that was my favorite movie, but only because of the Rosie Perez shower scene.
No.
Where she
Oh,
And I'm going to tell
yeah.
you why, but I went back and watched it. Not as good because she just pokes her nipples over the top of her bra, and that's gross.
That's what I
You
asked
like
Crystal
that?
to do that now
Oh,
because I'm.
Oh, you're
I,
like, just pull your nipples over the top of your
You want
bra.
something?
I saw White Men Can't Jump when I was way too young.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it was like.
Oh, they have
it
sex
came
in the
out in
shower.
92 or
92
something.
pulls
or
her-
one.
Yeah, 91.
One of the two.
He
I
pulls
was
her bra
9 years
down,
old.
and Rosie's pointers,
And
Yeah.
they go flink like
Yeah.
over the top of her bra, and I remember being like, "Whoa!" It blew my
Yeah.
backwards hat off. It blew my it blew my Spike Lee hat off.
Oh yeah, the biker hat.
Yeah, the little biker hat.
That's when I had an affinity for Latinas.
Latinas, yeah.
Because I was
Cholas.
like, yeah, I was like Rosie Perez. I like her
Yeah.
spiciness
I
and
know.
her spicy nips.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
We're just saying to be cool. Anyway, so you've been doing good, Pat?
It's an excellent
Well, back to it.
transition.
No, I don't own a regular pair of jeans. I was looking in my closet. I have pants that if I were to go to court, I have a suit that I could wear. But the only
But
suit.
it's like a big Steve Harvey, right?
Yeah.
90.
It's
Oh
like a
my God,
big
I want
brown
one of
Jose
those.
Baez.
I want one of those oversized.
Yeah.
Yeah,
from
but it-
2006.
Like Trump wears. Trump wears a big oversized
Big
suit.
square.
Yeah, and he puts the pads in
Yeah,
it. Like, so
yeah,
you look like
yeah.
a man.
yeah.
Like men's suits now, you have a choice.
Yeah,
you
they're
can
too
either
skinny.
go the big Trump where you look like you got some power,
Yeah.
or you could go European where you're wearing like literally your pants are 6 inches too short.
I
and
like
you,
that.
And you tuck your
No.
feet into tiny little
Wait till the-
slippers that have a skull embroidered on the tip
Oh
of them.
yeah, wait till the cruise. I got a fit kind of like that for the cruise.
Were you going a crazy outfit?
Oh come on, I'm going big. I go
Yeah. Oh my God.
every cruise,
Is
every
it
cruise.
appropriate? Can I bring my
Oh,
daughter
everything I
around,
wear,
or-
everything.
Do you have your ding dong hanging out or something?
No, it's never about. It's all about the 90s. He's a 90s superhero.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but the
yeah.
90s.
It's not a
they-
ding dong.
Yeah, with a 90s. The 90s.
I got some shoes you're gonna like for the
What do you
captain's
got?
dinner.
What do you-
Oh, I got some.
Don't wear your Reebok Palm announced the
No,
captain's dinner. That's embarrassing.
no. You'll see. I'll look nice.
Do
Don't
you,
worry.
have you ever worn the Oakley over the head?
Oh my God! If I could
sunglasses?
find those,
Harvey Finkelstein here in town. I think that's what used to be his name. Harvey Finkel. He used to own this is a true story. He used to own an optometry store, an eyeglass store, and he used to wear those to the Predator games.
Oh,
Do you
I
remember that guy?
Yeah. Those stupid
Don't
sunglasses.
call them stupid.
They're cool now. If I found a pair, I would probably buy them.
I think they're super expensive.
Yeah, eBay's got them. I know eBay's got them because I've seen them. But if I found them like at an antique store or a thrift store or something, I would buy them for sure.
When do
you
you
misused the word cool there? I just want to point that out. That's it.
Do you plan on changing your style and incorporating like the early 2000s, like as you age?
No,
are you gonna be like in your 70s still being 90s?
I think so. I kind of jumped off the fashion train. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I
you're
like
done.
it. I like, and it's like it's easier for me to shop because I've gone to the mall or I've gone to like I go to Kohl's, like say 5 or 10 years ago, and I'm like, man, I don't like any of the stuff here. But then give me to like an antiques or like a vintage clothes store. Oh my God, I want to buy everything there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, at least I know what my lane is.
So it's just your style.
Yeah,
It truly is the stuff that you like.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's talk about the 90s, and then I know you brought us some music that
Yes.
we're going to listen to.
Yeah.
He usually likes to take us on a little tour of the 90s when he
I
pops
want to
in.
know if you, again, we're going to see if you know these songs. The songs. Yeah.
And I'm sure this is happening to a lot of our audience, and I don't know if it F's with their mind as much as it does mine. But as, we're eking towards fall and the end of the year,
Yeah.
you start looking, and as you get older, time
Yeah,
moves faster. You
faster.
perceive time moving faster. And then sounds like, oh, okay, well, we got our beer fest coming up, Sofas and Suds, and then, Thanksgiving, and then after that, you guys know how the calendar works.
Welcome back to Tom Van Reed's The Calendar.
And then I was
believe when we left out, we were on St. Patrick's Day.
and then I was like, oh, and then it's 2025.
Yeah.
And then I was like, God damn, 2025.
Wow.
And he
Like-
says it just like that. He says it just like John Witherspoon. He's like, God damn, don't go in there about 30 or 45 minutes.
And I feel like 2025 marks a time that a lot of 90s future movies used to depict as being the future.
Yeah.
Like, I
Flying
think
cars.
Time Cop, like Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Like, 2025, like he was.
That might have been the year on the nose, actually. It might have been it.
And then so you're like, man, that was the future in the 90s. And then you start looking like, wow, 1990s.
Ooh, Melissa in the chat room wants to remind you that we will be going towards 2026. You did a real
Screw you, Melissa.
We'll get you.
And then I'm like, well, that's 35 years.
Yeah.
From 1990, right?
Yeah.
And then, speaking of time passing, like soon it's going to be 50 GD years since the 90s.
Yeah.
And so do you think that you will be like a old man still doing the same thing?
I told myself, I looked myself in the mirror the other day. Like I was out having fun, dressed like I do, and I'm like, you got to get your life together, man. So
Really? So you had your first crack of doubt within the Cadillac Pat
only
persona?
because some stuff that's gone on in my personal life that I'm just like, people sometimes I think perceive me as a complete joke, and
Do your dumb outfits
Oh,
chase?
I do that. Me too.
Hey, I'm just like you. I poop my pants.
Yeah. But that
Have you chased away
Not even-
love interest
yeah,
because
big
you
time.
dress like a
well,
dum-dum?
not the way I dress, but I think people are scared of me. They're intimidated by me by the way I act and not necessarily the dress, but they
the
think,
way you slap women around.
yeah. I think sometimes they perceive
That
me
word
as
on the street is you got the
I
rage
get
of the 90s.
I get perceived as a clown sometimes, so just because
Yeah.
I'm outgoing and I'm fun. I like to
Yeah.
have too much fun, and I think sometimes it doesn't. It takes like it's like the last.
What do you
nice
mean, like
guys,
too much fun?
Like
Like Alpha Dog fun, where you're burying a little kid that you killed? Like that can be fun. I guess.
No.
Like, you're burying somebody's
Well,
brother of a
I
drug
never take
dealer?
things seriously. I don't take a lot of things seriously, even though I have my life serious. I've got stuff. I mean, I've got a lot of going for me. I mean, I'm set in life, but people, because I have such a good time, I think people perceive me as somewhat of a joke, which is
especially as you get older.
Yeah,
like,
you're not
older
supposed to be fun anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's
Oh
what
my
I
God, you're battling it. Wow,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys are kind of
Yeah.
having a midlife crisis.
But see,
of
Pat
some sort.
is like he is off the show.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
people
I don't think
meet
people
me,
believe that when we tell people. Like,
Yeah.
but people will ask, like, "Oh, okay, I like Cadillac Pat. What's he like?" I mean, like, exactly like you.
Yeah,
hear it.
I am exactly
very
100%.
nice bartender,
Yeah.
sweet man that we've known for 20 years. That
Yeah.
we like. You know,
Yeah.
he's a good friend of
Yeah,
ours. So.
when I meet people that don't know the show and I tell them that I'm a podcaster or entertainer,
Yeah.
they're like, "What?" They're like, "What? Who's interested in
Yeah.
anything you have to say?"
Does your neighbor that hates you know you do this?
Well, everybody's surprised because off the show,
Quiet as a mouse.
I'm even less fun-loving, which is
This is his only fun.
Oh yeah.
yeah. So people meet me
I mean, it's
outside.
getting that way, right?
They're like, "What are you, a firefighter, a cop?"
This guy's sucking the fun out of the room. What are you, a cop?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to smoke weed here? You're this guy over here is like really looking at me funny.
All right, so let's talk about some of the songs you brought in.
Yeah.
All right,
I wanted to pull these up. This is another handful of songs. I wanted to see if you know these songs.
Right off the bat, this first one is by The Dog Pound.
I love this whole album. I've listened to this album still on a regular.
I had this album, Dog Food.
This is my first CD I ever owned.
Oh wow, I had this album. This is Daz Dillinger
And Corrupt.
and Corrupt. Yeah. I got that without even looking at it. Here we go. A little bit of this is called New York featuring Snoop Dogg.
And there's no cussing for a few, like 30 seconds.
Okay. Oh, I remember that.
Do you remember that one, TC?
New York, big city, you drink.
I'm just laughing because if you went back to the 90s and asked the average grumpy dad,
my
and
dad hated
if
this.
you
Oh,
if
yeah.
you gave them a gun and you said, "Hey, in 25 years from now, this guy Snoop Dogg will be representing us in the Olympics."
Yes.
He's America's Olympic grandpa.
Yeah, he'd be America's pride and joy
Yeah.
in the Olympics.
Yeah, they love him.
And then if that's true, you have to kill yourself. And I bet that would
That
he'd
is
take
so
the
true.
bet because he'd be like, "No,
Yeah.
the guy that's being tried for murder."
But a lot
Yes.
of dads,
Yeah.
a lot of dads like Snoop Dogg though. If they made it long, like my dad didn't really make it long,
Well,
but
yeah.
like a lot of dads did like Snoop
Well,
Dogg.
they came around, but I'm talking
Yeah,
about
they did come around.
at the very beginning,
Yeah,
like this
yeah.
version of Snoop Dogg
Yeah.
in the 90s.
Oh,
and,
my gosh.
You know, but
You
like,
got Deep Cover, and then you got Ain't Nothing But a G Thing, and then you got Murder Was the Case, and then he was actually tried for murder.
During that.
Not a savory human.
but the more conservative parents and stuff, like the politicians were the anti-rap, and Snoop Dogg was wrapped up in all this.
how did I dodge that?
And
I had a mom that was as religious as they come, and my dad, he didn't really care, but he didn't want me listening to stuff that was considered vulgar. Why
Your
did
mom was a librarian, so it's more into free speech.
she was
and,
liberal, but
yeah.
she also was like the kind of mom where she's like, look, this isn't for me, but if you want it and it's just curse words, I'm okay with it.
yeah.
But that's as far as it goes. Like I'm not going to be giving it to other people. It's mine, but I could have it in the house.
My mom and dad were kind of the same way.
Yeah,
Like,
were you like
I've
that?
kept it to myself. As long as I didn't blast it in front of them.
Exactly.
They let me do
Exactly.
it.
Yeah, just keep it to yourself.
Now, this may not be the case, but
Murder was the case.
But you also forget about just regular laziness and not wanting to investigate and do anything about it. Like, that's what I do. Or it's like,
Yeah.
or it's like my sons are watching some YouTube channel and then
It's
like,
probably good.
it's fine. Like how
That's
bad,
what my dad did.
Yeah,
That's exactly
how
what Dad
bad
did.
could it
My dad's like listening to it. He's like, well,
be? yeah. Because
how bad could it be?
Yeah, because the other side of that, like you're saying, "Oh, I'm surprised they were so cool to let me do this," or it could have just been like, "Is the easier thing,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
easier
yeah.
option." Either they could have because they could
And
have
we had already been through
banned
it.
you, and
We-
that's harder to
That'd have
do.
been more pushback from you
yeah,
too, maybe.
Oh,
it's a pain in
God.
the ass to be a parent.
We just
Yeah.
unlocked a new memory. Man, I don't even know if I've told the story. I remember that we'd already been through this because the first CD my dad got me was Bachman Turner Overdrive's You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet.
Wow.
Baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. That stupid song. He got me that thinking I would like it, and I was like, well, yeah, I did the typical jerky thing. I'm like, Bachman Turner Overdrive, this is some old turd music. Like I was a real jerk. So then he went out and he got me a CD he knew I'd like, and he got me George Michael's Faith.
Cool.
But on that CD, on the very end, the song before last was George Michael's I Want Your Sex.
Oh,
Ooh,
God.
And I'll
yeah.
never forget my mom and dad hearing me play, blasted it because it had a
Ooh.
good beat. It was like,
Yeah.
it like kind of made you
Yeah.
want to have sex. So I was playing it, and I remember my mom and dad sitting down with me, and my dad holding the case and sliding out the paper that had George and going, because all the lyrics in it, and we went through the lyrics.
Wow.
And I
No,
just
okay.
sit there with my mom and dad while they listen to George Michael's I Want Your Sex and read every lyric. Thankfully, I don't think my dad could read. No, he could read. But he didn't really care as much as Mom. Mom read all of it, and she was like, okay, just like it became, I don't know why, but it went back to either laziness or cool.
Yeah,
It's a new game we can play with parents.
I mean, listen, Max loves AJR. I've talked about it, and there's
They
a
got
lot
some
of
words, yeah.
there's a lot of weed references in AJR. Just talking about smoking weed.
Yeah,
and
they got some words.
Yeah.
And then and then I don't know if he knows. I mean, it would involve me having that conversation, which I'm too lazy to do.
Yeah,
That's an honest answer.
Yeah. And then
It's
I'm like,
probably what it was then.
I figure it all worked itself out.
I mean, this one would. I mean, I wouldn't worry about the weed stuff as much as like the song I was talking about was like a father figure, put your tiny hand in mine, and all these weird. But yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, maybe.
it was hypersexual.
Did you understand what they meant back then, or took you till you get older? Like, oh man, that's crazy.
when they said I want your sex? I remember what helped, and it took some heat off of me. And I don't think it was Weird Al, but somebody did a "I want your socks," and me and my dad were like, "Bah!" We thought it was like the funniest thing. Me and
Is
my
the "I
dad-
Want Your Sex" when he's on the chicks on the video?
I don't think he did a video for "I Want Your
Okay.
Sex." He did a video for Faith. He did a video for Father Figure. Monkey may have had a video from that album. It's a good ass album.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I want your. It may have had a video. This was at the time when, or maybe a precursor to when Madonna put out her super hypersexual videos that you could only see like late at night because they had boobies in them.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we went through like a thing in the 90s.
And the cross burning, like those in that vein.
Yeah, or like maybe it had like religious overtones.
Yeah.
They put it late at night on
Yeah,
MTV
I can
or something
remember that.
like
You're
that.
right.
Yeah, I'll have to do some more digging on that. But yeah, I don't think "I Want Your Sex" had a video.
Let's play another song that.
Yeah,
Pat
there's some
brought.
good ones on there.
This one I know. This one 100% I know. This is Da Brat.
You got to know this one, TC.
Yeah.
Funkified. This is when George Clinton, you know, like his entire catalog was pretty much being, pilfered.
Taken, yeah, from
Pilfered by
Parliament.
any rapper to try and find the funkiest,
Well,
grittiest.
because Dre took it in with Snoop Dogg
Yeah.
in his first song. What's my name? Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a Parliament song as well.
Yeah, that's a Parliament Funkadelic song.
Were they just stealing it from
Yeah,
him?
I got into the. Well, they're sampling it. I got into this really big as a kid, where I liked Snoop and Dre's music so much that it led me to start going down to the music shop in downtown DeLand and buying George Clinton albums that were another albums that my mom and dad would find that my mom and dad were like, why do you have that? I remember this album was called Invasion of the Doo-Doo Chasers. And I'll pull it up, and it's about little poo-poos or something. Like they had they had this whole
The
like
first skibbity toilet.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
pretty much was
yeah.
they had like weird guys that wore diapers and they came out of a spaceship, and the Doo-Doo Chasers didn't like people having funk music because funk music for the people and it was too funky. And I got really into Parliament and Funkadelic because I thought they had the funkiest, coolest music.
Yeah.
It was the best stuff. Dennis Chambers was the drumming for them, I think, at the time.
Yeah.
And Dennis Chambers, one of the most legendary and most best funk drummers you'll ever find. And then that led me to find like the Chili Peppers because I saw George Clinton like hanging out with the Chili Peppers. I'm like, who are these guys? They like funk. And then I listened to them and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like music can link you up.
For sure. That's the same thing happened to me.
What's up with Da Brat nowadays?
She hosts a podcast. I see her. She looks like she's freaking 21 years old. I mean, she looks really good.
Yeah.
She hosts some sort of podcast. I see it on my TikTok, or I see it on TV once in a while, like little clips of it. Maybe on like a TMZ type show.
Yeah.
So weird that she's doing a podcast.
Yeah, she got a TV show.
that was a joke, by the way. I could have. You didn't even have to tell me she was doing a podcast.
Oh,
I knew
yeah,
that already.
yeah.
I was like, what else are they doing?
The other thing about Da Brat that was interesting is I think it was one of the first times without knowing that I looked at her and I was like, I don't think you like men.
Really?
Yeah, seriously, I think it was one of the first times I saw somebody in rap dominated by guys, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then that's a male-dominated world. And she came in and was
one
actually
of the first ones too,
and getting and got nods, and people respected her, and she was really good. Was she Jermaine Dupri?
Jermaine Dupri. Jermaine Dupri produced that song and the whole album.
Yeah.
So Def. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, not knowing DeBrat was a girl until you know, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a girl. I remember thinking about that.
That's the one.
My wife said she had a baby. She just had a baby with her wife. Wow! Congratulations, y'all.
That's
there
fun.
you go.
I was wondered, how I guess some people don't want to actually go through the pregnancy process, but with two a lesbian couple when they want to have a baby.
Oh, I wouldn't. I'd get a surrogate and keep our bodies tight.
Who how does what if you both wanted to carry the baby so that
I think they can do a thing where the one mommy can carry it for
oh really
half
months?
of it, and then they take it out and put it in
No
the
way,
other.
you're
I'm
lying.
serious.
You're
I'm serious.
lying.
No.
I say, and then they put it in the other mommy, and then the other mommy can finish it out.
Well, whose DNA is it? Is it DeBrat's or the wife's? Because it can only be one person's
the wife. She goes by the wife.
It can only it's got to be a male.
That's an excellent
donor
question.
DNA,
and that's had to have happened plenty of times.
And then so it's got to either be DeBrat's egg or the wife's egg, and who gets to determine?
You got to give it to DeBrat egg because DeBrat is famous.
Yeah, but she got more talent, right?
Yeah, you got to give that. That's the egg you choose. You don't go with the wife.
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you?
Yeah.
Cleaning up? What are you, a housewife? Because that is not a job.
All right, Daniel, go to the one that says 85.
Do you think DeBrat says that? DeBrat's like, I'm a rapper, mother effer.
Yeah.
What do you do? Clean up around here and just make some food? Come on, I'm DeBrat.
Oh. All
Sorry,
right,
let me
let's play the last
scream at you
song.
guys.
All right. You look on Daniel. See if you like it. See if you can see the ones you
I
like.
found one. Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Here we go. Get money.
Yeah. And this is clean. This is a clean version. Oh, Biggie comes in here real quick too.
Oh, doing your butt fire.
Here he comes. Here he comes right here.
You wanna sit more on my living room floor, play Nintendo with Seasonino, pick up my phone.
You know what's funny is that you used to be able to have a lot more just nonsense in your songs.
I was about
you
to
would
say.
call your friends over and be like, guys, we're in the studio today, and I got Biggie coming over, and we're doing a song. I'm gonna need some, and I need some, and I need some, bang, and I need a. Hey, mama,
It's like there's like a little plop in there, like
yeah, like somebody farted.
yeah, like a fart, a little slime plop.
Do you think Biggie was like, he had a plop and a chicken cell there?
I was about to make fun of the fact that some of these '90s beats they had
don't hold
absurd.
up. They don't hold up.
Yeah.
Oh, that holds
let's
up
put
for
a little
me.
baby crying.
No, the nostalgia,
I know
of
what
it,
you
and
mean.
it's a legendary song. But that beat now, nobody's gonna spit on that.
But
beat
two-
now.
yeah, no.
It's
But
it's
three
too
plop-
corny. It's corny.
Yeah, it is kind of. You're right.
3 plops, a fart,
Three
a
plop.
baby cry.
That was the big one, remember?
Yeah, oh
that
my
was
God.
Timbaland. Dude.
Timbaland.
Yeah.
Timbaland and the baby cry. I remember thinking, because I was I had 1200s at that time, and I was learning how to mix, records. And I had my two 1200s and my little introductory mixer. And I remember I had bought, I think it was Aaliyah's Hot Like Fire. And I think that Timbaland may have done that beat, but there's a
Then he
like
did.
that.
If it's in it, he did.
Yeah, there's that baby, and then every time I'd hear that, I'm like, why they put that baby in there? But then I
More
learned
plops.
you could use the baby to match beats. You could slide in, you could be like, and then I'd know where the part of the record I needed to go to.
Like as a tempo. It was
Yeah.
like a metronome kind of thing.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'd use the baby as like my marker point,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
and then I'd slide it in or slide another song in.
Well,
yeah,
Pat,
pretty cool.
We've got to go. Where can people find you?
Find me at the Brass Tap every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Only one in Orlando. It's in Waterford Lakes in the Plaza. Come see me. And
Are you still hiding your treasures of
still-
a crazy man? The
there's-
treasures of a crazy man.
there's still $27 hidden behind Brass Tap. Anybody can go find it right now. It's sitting there right now to this day.
Is it the same place
yes,
you told us
yes,
years ago?
yes, yes.
Is it rain
And
got
guess
to
what?
it?
I
Guess
don't
what?
know. I'm not-
We tease this a little bit, but I'm gonna throw it out there now, and I'm sponsoring you.
All right.
We're having treasures on the cruise, dude.
Yeah, we are.
Cruise treasures. I'm giving him some money to hide on the cruise.
Next time I'm by there, I'm just gonna take it. I know where it's
It
at.
would make him so sad.
Yeah, I know. That's how I want to do it.
You're gonna bully him. I'm the brat now.
I'm gonna throw all the other trash on the floor and just take the money and put it in my pocket. All right, we'll see you
See you
on
later.
Monday.
That's funny. All right, guys. Is